attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here. Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger. And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add
What's
a
up,
downward
Dark?
tilt to aim for them.
I know I'm a little late. Ugh.
By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful.
The tip of
The
the
shaft
lance.
part is weaker, so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward, or downward in this case. Next, the side special move. Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit.
So, question, because I am a little late to the stream, because I totally forgot about. I don't want to say I forget about this. I just
forward a little.
I'm having
like this.
some personal brain problems, but what I want to ask you guys,
But as you'd expect,
Is
you
Byleth
easily
the new
shield
character?
it, so be careful.
like, is the 5th character another?
Use it in
Fire
midair
Emblem
and
character?
carve up a large area.
Because
Returning to the side
honestly,
air
I'd be
attack
a
from
little,
earlier,
just
they
slightly
have
this.
great
I mean, you can't really.
horizontal
I mean,
reach,
come on,
but
Smash
they
has
lack
so many
great
characters.
caliber.
What is Byleth, the 5th character?
So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs.
Yeah, Byleth.
For
is the
these,
5th character.
Byleth will use an axe called Emil.
God, you know, Sakurai really loves
It's
Fire
named after a
Emblem.
weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the
Like-
down air attack.
Very clearly,
really is
Sakurai is a Fire Emblem boy. Holy crud.
You can try for a meteor effect with this attack.
Now, I'm not mad because,
Next
like,
is the down smash attack.
how many characters are in this game? Like 80 plus, and we got Banjo-Kazooie, and
As you
that's
can
like
see,
the only
it has a great
like
deal of launch
character I
power.
really cared about, or characters that I cared being added.
And
So
for the down special,
it's hard to really for me to be angry.
Byleth channels all their
But
energy
like, dude, there's a
into
lot of
devastating
Fire
strike.
Emblem characters in this game.
It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch.
A
But
lot
here's what
of
makes
Fire
it
Emblem
different.
characters.
When readying the move, there's a super armor effect.
Now, Waluigi, I mean, he was never going to
Which
be in the
allows
game
you to
anyways. The
withstand an
trophy,
attack.
but
Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time,
like, I can't be upset at
it plays
Smash.
out like this.
I wouldn't have chose
It's a bit
Byleth,
slower
but I
than the Falcon
mean,
Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage.
I think every character wasn't
you
every
regret.
character in this pack in the fighter
Another
pass
notable
a third-party
aspect is that it
character
lets
until
you
now.
pass through platforms.
So I mean,
While you're charging up, you can breeze past
every
platforms
Fire Emblem
like
game
this
and every
to reach a lower
Pokemon game
area.
gets a fighter.
It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
I mean, dude, Sakurai clearly loves
Also, you can turn around.
loves
and move.
Fire Emblem. And hey, Fire Emblem's
swing
legit.
takes a
Let's
while.
not diss
So if
Fire
an
Emblem. The
opponent runs
problem
behind you during
isn't
the
that it's a
move,
Fire
you
Emblem
quickly
character. It's that
change
there's already
direction.
so many other Fire Emblem characters.
Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move,
That's all right.
it can be really effective.
I
when
mean,
used against
maybe
weak
someday we'll
opponents.
get a Smash game that has like 2,000 characters,
Plus,
and then
even
like
if you
every
fail to land
Nintendo
a direct
character that
hit,
ever
any
existed is in
opponents
the
on the
game.
ground nearby will still be launched a little.
At least the attacks look different than the other Fire Emblem
It's
characters.
as if the quaking of the ground launches them.
So that's good.
By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter.
Okay.
Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use is called Failnaught, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like him. It lets you spin the weapon around. It's
I mean,
also easy
I'll
to
say
hit
this.
certain
At
combos
least,
with it.
like, Byleth is at least, like, legitimately different.
And with the
Plays
neutral
differently
special, you'll let loose
than
an
the
arrow.
other Fire Emblem characters. So, I mean,
It seems pretty straightforward, right?
I gotta give
But there are a
Sakurai
few
some
noteworthy
credit with
aspects to
Byleth.
this bow.
Byleth is unique among the Fire
First,
Emblem characters.
the biggest difference between this bow and the next is that
Shalaris,
once you
Blackheart,
enter the
it's
command,
Byleth.
you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire,
So, I mean,
the arrow
at
travels
least-
at high speed. It's also
At least
very
there's
powerful.
definitely been some effort put into
That
this.
said,
It's not just like
you
a
can still cancel
basically
out
a
of the stance
clone.
using
Some of the
shield
Fire Emblem
button.
characters feel kind of like clones of each other.
You can also change direction while in the stance.
Ooh.
It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a
Oh.
powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light.
It kind of looks like one of
You
Link's
can
light
perform
arrows.
this move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so.
Yeah,
Charge a bit
okay,
more,
yeah.
and then
I mean,
fire.
that's just like other attacks from other
But again,
characters.
you'll need to take
That
care when using this
long-range
move.
attacks, like Samus.
For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it.
Oh.
Not even with the shield button. In
Okay.
other words, you're committed to firing it.
Okay.
So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
Yeah. Okay, that's different because you can't cancel.
Once you've entered the stance, you won't be able to do anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move. with
It
a
sounds like a lot of his
But you can
attacks are
always
really
just aim
powerful,
into
but
the
they're
frame,
all
as it
risky
is, after
because they're
all, a
easy to
long-range move.
block.
letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents.
They're really easy
So
to block.
you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Alright.
As you can see, you team up
the
with the
final
mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together.
How many people wield swords in this game? I mean, is it like a fourth of the roster now wield swords?
Now, let's talk about the color variation.
It's a lot. There's a lot of
It's
swords.
set up so that the default and odd numbered color variations are male, while the even
Why
numbered
not
ones are
other
female.
Final Fantasy characters?
However,
Yeah, I
the
mean-
third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see,
I know that
reminiscent of the house
Nintendo chose all these
Those
characters,
of
but
you
I
who
get a
played the
feeling
original
that,
game will of
or
course
Nintendo gave
understand
them a
what I'm
list.
referring to.
Here's the thing. So remember
The
what the
sixth
story
color
is for
is
this
based
Fighter
on
Pass?
Sothis, who you just
Nintendo
saw
gave
earlier.
Sakurai a list of characters to add to the game.
And
And
the seventh
Sakurai
and
chose
eighth
from that
variations
list,
have
right?
a
That's the
different
story.
haircut,
That's what
which
we've
is
been
based
told.
on.
You
something
know,
that
if
occurs in the
Nintendo
course
threw a
of the
Fire
original
Emblem
game
character
story.
on that list, it's getting in, right?
we see this
When has
variation in the
Sakurai
final
ever
Smash?
turned down the chance to put a Fire Emblem character in Smash? Let's just be honest. When has he ever turned down the opportunity to add more Fire Emblem? So the fact that Nintendo put a Fire Emblem character on the list
Next, I'll
guaranteed
introduce
it was
the
going to be in.
For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you.
I guess
spend
blame
most of the
Nintendo partially for
Garreg
putting a
Mach
Fire
monastery.
Emblem character on the list of possible characters.
This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral, all
Okay.
in one stage.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
It's the type of stage that
I like
rotates
rotating
through different
stages.
areas, such as these four.
I like rotating stages like that.
Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas.
What do we got here?
The first area is the marketplace.
All right.
I think
See,
this
I
is
like
where a lot of
stages that
people
are
come to do their shopping.
multifaceted like this.
The guests that appear here are students of the Blue
Blue
Lion
Lighthouse.
Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess
rather
you
the
could say
fifth
Dimitri's the future king.
FB should
He had
have been
quite a
something
difficult
third
life
party.
and may
I
or
mean,
may not end up with just
here's the
one
thing,
eye.
guys. We got Banjo
He's an
Kazooie. I
unfortunate
can't.
one.
I literally cannot complain. We got Banjo Kazooie.
There are vendors
So,
on either side.
the
In
fighter
game,
pass is
these
worth
are
it to me for
important
that
booths
alone.
Where you buy all sorts of
Everything else is
but,
just gravy.
Here you can break them. You see,
Oh, okay. So there's breakable environments.
if you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
Okay. Okay. Breakable
I wonder where
environment.
people will buy their supplies now.
What
And
a
in the
joke.
background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop,
Oh, you're in the.
you'll come crashing
Reception
back down. We've broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building.
All right.
And
Black
the guests
Eagle
in the
House.
reception hall are
Black
Edelgard,
Eagle House.
Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adrestian Empire.
Is it like an actual second pass?
And
'Cause
as
I don't
such,
remember
they
him
embrace
saying
their
that
military
there's
might.
a second pass. I remember him saying there's more characters coming,
Edelgard is one of the
which
characters
means they could
who's
just be
central to the
nickel and
conflict.
dime to you, like
Depending
sold
on
to
the
you as
path you take,
individual
she'll go through some terrible
DLC.
ordeals.
I don't remember them saying, "Oh, we're doing a second fighter pass."
You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
Not said about the addition, but isn't the point of DLC to
However,
usher in a
Byleth
new
can't actually
demographic and
reach
give
it,
early
even though
adopters
it's their
something new to
stage.
look forward to?
can reach it with other fighters,
Not
though.
in a fighting game, no. Fighting
So,
game
it's nice if you can
DLC
work your way up there by getting
is
lucky
usually
and being
just
launched up, or perhaps by using
characters
another
that they
fighter as a stepping
think
stone.
make
There we go.
sense
I made it.
and are often
you can
easy
knock
to
it down.
make.
Also,
That's
you can
usually
break
what
this
happens in
table,
fighting games.
like so.
Smash has been obviously a little different because people
Just
get
like the
so
sign that reads
hyped
Fooding
about
Cousin
like
in the
different
Suzaku Castle
franchises
stage.
coming in.
It can break if
Everyone
you
wants
launch the
every
opponent
video
into
game
it at
franchise
close
in the
range.
world smashed into Smash, and it's like an honor to be included
Next
in Smash.
up, the
but
bridge. The camera rotates 90
I don't
degrees,
think it's,
creating this long area. It's
you know,
very
that
wide
big of a
indeed.
deal.
It's similar to the bridge of Elden stage. The
C.
guests are from the Golden
C.
Deer,
Kills is
Claude,
not happy.
Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance. Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members.
Corey, you
Claude
don't have
is the
to. By the way,
sharpest
Corey, you don't have to hide people who
Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda
Swear
are the
like
names
that.
of characters
Only
that
if they're
appear
swearing
in
at
genealogy of the Holy War.
Welcome to the new
fourth title
YouTube.
in the Fire Emblem
kid
series.
friendly is not a thing
I guess
anymore.
once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40
So I
characters
agree,
for
C.
each new
Kills.
entry,
I'm so
you're
fucked
bound
up
to
right
get a bit
now.
of name overlap.
Like,
The naming
fucked
process
up,
must
who
be
cares?
tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the
I
screen.
guess not.
You could also say it's a place
Back in
where the
Melee,
Fairlock
Roy and
really
Marth
shines. And in
existed
this
to help
sense,
sell
I
Fire
think it
Emblem in the
suits
West as
Golden
it was
Deer
slowly
perfectly.
dying here. Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, Three Houses is sold phenomenally well. This decision was made before they knew how successful Three Houses was going to be. Guaranteed.
The last area is the cathedral,
Ah,
with
I
some
love
platforms
cathedrals.
you can pass through. The guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea.
That's not surprising.
There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses. All three have character
I mean, this
quirks
is very
related to
clearly
their true
advertising Fire Emblem
identities.
Three Houses like this whole time.
I feel that Flayn might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that.
It's okay, Corey. You didn't know.
This is a
I didn't
simple
really
area
tell
of
the
stage.
moderators that
All
my
it has
rules
are these
have changed
platforms.
slightly. We still don't allow
Being
like
the last
attacking of
area,
people
it may be
or
a place where some intense battles will
insulting
be
people or
waged.
politics and stuff like that.
It'll cycle
But,
through each location in about 2.5
like,
minutes.
Little swear words here and there, I don't mind too much about. Now, if someone, I don't want people cussing like sailors.
Okay, today we'll
but,
have a tag team battle
you know,
in Squad Strike. with
it's
the
okay
DLC
to
team pitted
drop
against
an
Fire
F-bomb
Emblem
or
protagonists
whatever
from
once in a
throughout the
while.
ages.
So it's
That'll
kind of
give us
a hey,
precisely
just don't
5
do it
players
excessively,
per
but
side.
I don't mind if it's here or there.
All right, here we go, Joker.
Especially as a legit reaction.
Joker! And Hero!
Oh my god. Joker, hero!
Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo! By now, I think you know what I'm doing. But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the Professor here. But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get my hands on. It's not going to land that easily. Uh-oh, this is bad. Bennigan. I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance to attack. Got him. That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives. Ouch.
I love the
Shielded that, huh?
his own live commentary on
Good
his
one.
own fight.
If I do this, like this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
Here's Sakurai's words. We're happy to confirm the development of more DLC fighters. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That like a pass, an actual pass wasn't announced. It just said that they're gonna make more characters.
You're in a good spot, Mom.
Gotta be a little careful in saying, oh, there's gonna be another fighter pass. He didn't say there's gonna be another fighter pass. So there's gonna be more characters.
I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point,
David's
it doesn't matter.
No, I have not played Fire Emblem Three Houses yet. I am still waiting on a working Switch before I dive into a 2019 library like I was planning to do with those top 10 games. It was supposed to be here already, apparently, but it's not here yet, so I don't know.
I can't waste the chance.
I don't actually know what's going on with that. I gotta figure it out.
Smash ball. Yes, got it. Now, what are you charging up for?
I mean, if nothing else, when tax return,
there's still more.
Time is here, and I get that. I'll
Whack.
get a new Switch then, so then I can
go on. You can take the hammer.
Get the games. Get Three Houses and all the other games.
Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him.
I hit him.
I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game. It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself. The end.
The end. Song collection!
Now, about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration. 11 songs are being added. This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English. I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. New spirit
it includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters. Sothis is Legend class. Also, there's a new classic mode route, a Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history.
Okay.
The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand.
As it's expanded and become better, I'm really liking that mode in Smash. I gotta get back.
Now for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
I really gotta get back into playing Smash a bit more. New costumes. All right, what costumes we got for the Mii Fighters here? Assassin's Creed. Did not see that coming. Altair. Wow. Alright. Are some people more excited by this announcement than they were Byleth, I wonder? Rabbids? So, working with Ubisoft, clearly. Rabbids. I mean, this makes sense. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Mega Man X! Mega Man you got the Battle Network costume in? Okay. Alright. Why not? Why not? Cuphead. The Cuphead costume. Nice. I know some people get, oh, they can't be characters, but like, it's okay. I mean, you're just straight up Cuphead. You're just straight up Cuphead. It's not really like a costume. You're just Cuphead. That's like, I mean, the Cuphead one is basically like having Cuphead in the game. Oh, see, here we go. Non-fighter pass stuff. 75 cents each.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well. After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it. And now, onto the amiibo.
Nice.
The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th.
Oh, tomorrow. Alright.
And now, with the addition of Byleth, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete.
Complete!
The lineup was Joker, Hero,
Banjo-Kazooie,
Banjo-Kazooie,
Terry, and
Bogard,
Byleth.
and Byleth.
I feel like Byleth should have been the first one.
Only 5 have been
Banjo
added.
should have been the last one. People
But
might
I must say,
like
this
the
game
Fighter
has
Pass more.
always been
It
an
went in that
exceptional
order.
experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play. As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice.
Byleth is from
Well,
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Have a look.
What? Hold on, here we go. Yeah, even more fighters in development, we know this. So does that mean 5 more? 6 more? 6! Okay, there's 6 new fighters coming.
Looks like there will be 1 more fighter than last time. For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be
Okay, so there we
available
go.
to
They
pre-purchase
confirmed
on the
it.
date shown, so
Second
please keep an
Fighters
eye out.
Pass with 6 fighters.
And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that
Alright,
we have to release
so there's a
Fighters
second
Pass
Fighters
Volume
Pass with
2,
6
and
characters,
the details
so-
have yet to be revealed.
There we go.
Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchase it. Furthermore, the
But
new
only if
additions have
you're
already
okay
been
with obviously
decided.
not knowing what they are.
Even if I receive many requests
Yeah,
regarding
they already
potential
decided on the
candidates
characters,
Twitter,
just like
I'm
last time.
afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
Yeah, you did call it Corey technically earlier.
But I still hope you'll look forward to it.
Good.
We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
Well, what's the bonus if you pre-purchase? Link, Breath of the Wild.
It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter,
Ancient
the ancient
soldier.
soldier gear from The
Nice.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Alright.
This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Cool. Cool. Lastly,
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest selling fighting game in the world.
Yep.
Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
It is seen as a fighting game around the world.
Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know
Sakurai
if
is
that's
just
accounted for.
showing
Also,
mad
I
respect
don't
to
know
Street
if that
Fighter
really
2.
qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game.
The fake
I feel
laughter.
like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming.
That's
or
the way a lot of
something
people
else
view it, as a
entirely.
celebration of gaming.
Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters.
I don't know why that was funny. Why they put the fake laughter for that?
The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
I feel like what he was saying there is that second Fighters Pass was created in large part because... Hold on 1 second here. In large part because the game is so popular. Right? It's like, oh yeah, this game, it's really popular. So, hey, we're going to make more. That's kind of what it felt like to me. So obviously, there's 6 more characters coming. As we have seen, at least so far with how they've been handling DLC this time around, everything's on the table. We could get more Fire Emblem characters, for crying out loud. I mean, who knows? We could be getting anything. I mean, even things like, oh, because Altair's costume is in is a Mii Fighter costume. We can't have Assassin's Creed in the game. Sure, we could have Desmond instead, like that Altair. Like get the, you know the version I'm talking about from Assassin's Creed 2 onward. Like let's, I don't know what's gonna happen. I look to even predict, like, is Doom Guy going to get in? Like, to even predict who's going to be in is just so, like, they were so shocking with who they included. I think, like, the only one I maybe expected was the guy from Dragon Quest, Hero from Dragon Quest. I kind of expected that one. But, like, even Byleth, okay, fine. That's, like, a traditional ad for Sakurai, adding another Fire Emblem. But, like, they added Banjo, they added Terry Bogard, they added Joker. Like, these are all super unexpected additions of Smash that basically just opens the door for anything. I mean, is Master Chief getting in at this point? I mean, there's so many possibilities to get in here. I mean, I know some people think Crash could maybe get in now that Crash is back, like on a Nintendo system proper. Spyro or something. Like, it doesn't even seem to matter if the games are on Nintendo systems anymore. It just doesn't matter. Like, as Sakurai put it, and he brought it up himself, Smash Bros., Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, especially in particular, is a celebration of gaming. And because it's considered a celebration of gaming by him, not just a fighting game, that means that, like, every major franchise out there, whether it's indie or otherwise, has a shot to potentially be in this game in some form, whether it's a costume, whether it's as a fighter, background in the stages or something. And in that sense, everything's on the table. Anything you could think of, any video game character from any semi-significant franchise that's ever existed could possibly be added. So, I don't know, man. I like to even, you could basically just grab whatever 6 characters you really, really want. And I can't look at you and tell you, oh, that's not going to happen. Anything can happen. Heck, at this point, I'm going to give my boy Conker a chance to get into Smash now. Because screw it. Banjo got in. Why not Conker? At this point, anything's possible. Toe Jam and Earl. Like, seriously. Anything is possible at this point. Now, I understand if you guys are upset. So there are going to be some people upset. I see Raw Expressions popping in, so disappointed. Obviously, there's people upset that we're just getting another Fire Emblem character as the last DLC. And I think they were hoping that announcing that 6 more characters were coming, that maybe it might... The people that would be disappointed by another Fire Emblem character would be like, hey, look, we're getting 6 more. Of course, you got to pay for those 6. But at least, the only positive I can say about Byleth is that his moveset is significantly different from other Fire Emblem characters. So, he's at least unique among the Fire Emblem crowd. But, I don't know. Here's the thing. Once they gave me Banjo, I didn't care what else was in this in this pack. They could have literally given me 4 Fire Emblem characters, but they gave me Banjo, and $25 is worth it for Banjo alone for me. I know I should say that because that's really not the kind of practice we want to encourage, but I can't help it. That's how much Banjo being in Smash means to me as a gamer. Like, Banjo-Kazooie was such a huge part of my childhood that whatever I got to pay to get that bad boy in Smash, I'll pay it. Earthworm Jim. So, like, I'm cool. Like all the rest of the characters are just gravy to me at this point. But I mean, we got 6 more coming. Probably going to cost another $25-$30. I mean, everything's on the table. Literally anything could happen at this point. 6 characters. Anything could happen. So I guess tell me what, like guys in the chat, give me some characters that you really want to see in Smash, and I'll react to some of those that you guys bring up. The Goose from Untitled Goose Games says Mr. Pete. Sure, why not? Anything's possible. Captain Rainbow, jeez, those some good ones. Crash, Rayman, Senua, Crystal, Chunky, Lanky, and Tiny. Kong, okay. A 3-in-1 fighter like Pokemon Trainer. Crush a Kremlin. Okay. Earth Jim, let's see here. The sixth fighter in the second pass is gonna be a Fire Emblem character. I mean, at this point that should almost be expected. Let's see here. Even if you hate Byleth, there's still 70-ish. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of characters in Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's hard to complain about the roster, but I understand that people are like, oh, I paid money for extra characters. I was hoping there wouldn't be another Fire Emblem character in that mix, but that's the thing. You don't know what you're gonna get. So I personally believe you don't buy the pass until there's a character you really want that's worth the money to you. To me, that character was Banjo. So, Doom Guy. Ratchet and Clank. I'm fine with the Fire Emblem character. I mean, he's at least unique looking guy. That's I gotta give. Byleth looks unique, and that's if you're gonna add another Fire Emblem character, at least you gotta do that. So they got that right. Cuphead and Mugman. Yeah, they're in his costumes, and the costumes are so profound that it's almost like you're playing as Cuphead already. But it would be cool to see them become actual characters with more unique movesets. Vector Man. Oh jeez. Reggie. He's all about kicking ass and taking names, and or making games or whatever the hell that phrase is. I can't remember. But yeah, Reggie Fils-A-Mech. Get Fils-A-Mech in the game. The laser eyes. Dora the Explorer. You know what, Alphanoid? I'd laugh at you for bringing up Dora the Explorer, but I mean at this point, SpongeBob SquarePants is going to be in Smash. Like nothing's off the table. Like nothing's off the table. So I don't know. One of those 6 is a Pokemon from Sword and Shield. Probably. I wonder if one of those 6 is a Pokemon from Sword and Shield, if it's going to be from the DLC though. If it's going to come from one of the DLC packs. I am curious if they're going to grab like a legendary or something from one of the DLCs. I think that might be the route they might. I mean, they could just go with someone from Sword and Shield from the main game, but I wonder if they'll tie it in, because I have a feeling they could use it as extra promotion and tie it in with the DLC. Ryu Hayabusa, Nathan Rats. I don't know who are those characters from. Monthly Gamer. I don't recognize them. Who are they from? Glitch from Metal Arms. Wow. That is not a character I've heard in a long time. Later, Raw. Thanks for stopping by. Goku. Goku has a 5% chance. I mean, we can't really put percentages. Hey, something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. We got a new subscriber or something. I didn't see it happen live, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay. Yeah, new subscriber. Hong Pong Sam. Or who? I'm sorry, not Hong. Ho Pong Sam? I don't know. I butcher names all the time. If you're watching the stream, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Here's my 6. Who is... That's the Ryu Hayabusa guy. Travis. I get that that's from Travis Strikes Again. Rex, Dante, Kamek, or Gino. Waluigi. Yeah, Waluigi. I don't think it's happening. Hey, the 8th Arc hits us with $5 Australian. Thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. I've got a busy day today, guys. We got this reaction. I'm gonna be getting at least 2 videos out to you guys today. 2 videos. So you gotta stay tuned for that. Our dog ripped up. Okay, so we had vinyl floor. It was kind of crappy vinyl floor in our main bathroom, and of course our dog Link, yes, named after the Link, tore up the vinyl floor. So I was gonna replace it with more vinyl floor, and my fiance is like, "Hey, we're at the store." And she's like, "Hey, why don't we do tile?" So of course, like a $50 project turns into a $200 project, and I gotta go to my dad's house to get some really precise cuts done on certain tile pieces that I have to put down still, and then I have to grout later. And I'm not really doing this exactly 100% the best way that you should do a tile floor, but it's gonna look nice. But maybe if you guys are interested, I put up a picture of the progress on Twitter, the at Nate Jantz. And I got the podcast tonight too, so I got like 2 videos to do. Podcast. I'm just slammed today, and this is before considering my kids and when they get home from school and homework and everything. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. Ryu Hayabusa is the main character of the Ninja Gaiden games. Okay, yeah. See, I never played it. I've literally have never played a Ninja Gaiden game, so that would explain why I didn't know that character. Sora, Crash, Master Chief, Gino, Dixie Kong, Doomslayer. A character from Wonderful 101, that would be nice. Don't think it's going to happen, but that would be nice. I also have a dog named Link. Nice. Quality gaming studio. Yeah, man. We literally named it after the video game. It was either that or Zeus. Because it's a Great Dane lab mix. And honestly, as he's gotten older here, we kind of wish we would have considered Scooby-Doo. Because he kind of looks like Scooby-Doo. Just kind of. A little bit. The face isn't exactly there, but like, because Scooby-Doo's a Great Dane. So it's kind of, it's in there. It's definitely got the right color fur, that's for sure. I just got back from the dentist. Who was it? Are you prepared to be disappointed, Owen Brewster? The new character is Byleth from Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Enjoy. But they did announce there's going to be a second fighter pass with 6 new fighters instead of 5. They didn't give us a price on it, but yeah. I mean, maybe you could pre-order it right now. They did mention pre-order, so maybe you could pre-order it right now. I'm not sure. I'm not on the eShop to check. Can you see Link? Not right now. Link is not allowed in the basement. Because in the basement we have our giant laundry room, and we don't want them chewing and stuff like that. We have the kids' playroom, which has a whole bunch of crap you could chew, and obviously my office. So he's not allowed in the basement, and he's just not allowed in the basement. So you can't really see him. Sorry. Maybe on some other stream, if I plan ahead, I can have him pop in for a bit, and then you can see Link, and then I can, have my fiance take him off. But I'd have to plan ahead for that. King Boo, maybe. Good morning, Moon Man Moo. Good morning, USA. You're freaking kidding me. I'm not kidding you. That's who the character is. I want a Tales of rep. Oh, I don't know why this reminds me of that, dude. Guys, did you hear the company making that the studio that made Skies of Arcadia wants to make a sequel? Oh yes, what I would do for a sequel to Skies of Arcadia. Oh, can't wait. Nice haircut, thanks. My fiance did it. This actually wasn't the haircut we wanted, but she screwed it up. So this is what we ended up with. It actually only looks decent because there's product in it, and she moved it around. if you saw what the hair actually looks like, it's pretty effed up. It does not look good. But thanks for the compliment that she's really good at making my hair look good when it doesn't look good, even though she's the one who made it not look good. So what you get when you're trying to save money and not go to the barber. No, we knew David Lara. We knew that there was going to be more characters. To be clear, the official statement was we are making more characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We did not know it would be a Fighter's Pass. We didn't know how many characters it would be. So it's new news that it's a Fighter Pass and that there's 6 of them. So we just knew there was going to be more characters. We didn't know how it was going to be delivered. So we didn't technically know that there was going to be a second Fighter Pass till today. Just got to be clear. You might have presumed there was going to be a Fighter Pass. Doesn't mean that it actually wasn't announced as a Fighter Pass back when they first said there's going to be new characters. I was not disappointed. We got 5 unique characters and none were echoes. It's true. Kratos! Yeah, it's because of Sony characters in here. Will Sony allow a Sony character to be in there? I mean, what's the name of the chick from Horizon Zero Dawn? What's her name? I'd like to see her get in. I don't know her name. I didn't play the game, so I don't know the name of the main character in that game. God, I gotta play that game though. I've heard a lot of good things about Horizon Zero Dawn. I gotta get a PlayStation 5 when it comes out and go back and play some of these PS4 games I missed out on. Silex would be great for Smash, and we need another F-Zero character. All right, I can feel you on that. Battletoads. Semantics. We knew how they would deliver them based on past actions. I mean, they've also sold individual characters based on past actions, David Lara. That's the thing. They've literally sold characters individually. They are selling costumes individually right now. So, I mean, we didn't technically know how it would be delivered just because they did a pass. They did combo packs of characters as well for Super Smash Bros. On Wii U. They didn't necessarily do anything else. You know, like I'm just throwing it out there that like we don't know exactly how they were going to be delivered. Because they've literally done multiple delivery methods. Springman. Dude, there has to be an ARMS representation in there at some point, right? Like, I'll say this. If ARMS 2 is in development, which ARMS 1, for a fighting game, sold well enough to make an ARMS 2. If ARMS 2 is happening, there has to be a representative from ARMS in here somewhere, right? There has to. Nintendo's going to want ARMS to be in Smash. Someone from ARMS has to be in. It just has to happen. So, I mean, Springman's the poster child of the game, or the poster boy, so that would make sense for Springman to get in. Agree to disagree, still love your child. I mean, that's fine. All it means is you expected there to be a Fighter's Pass, but we didn't. I'm just clarifying that from, you can call it semantics all you want. From a technical level, we have seen DLC with Smash Bros. Handled in multiple different ways. So I was not one to presume that we would get a Fighter's Pass, let alone 6 characters instead of 5. So it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, this is like a silly little debate about expectations. What did you expect it to be? Like, whatever. We all have our own expectations for how things are going to go. Nintendo gave up on ARMS. I don't think they gave up on ARMS. If you go back and read the interviews, it sounded like that the guy that headed up the ARMS game was approved to make a second one. So I don't think they gave up on it. I think there's an ARMS 2 in the works is what's happening right now. I truly think ARMS 2 is in development. Like, active development. Because, I mean, you could say, oh, they gave up on Splatoon then. They don't make any more Splatoon content. Splatoon 2, they're done. They gave up on it. They don't make Splatoon content. Like, just because the content edition stopped, it usually just means the next game is being made. It sold over 2 million units. Like, that's in the fighting game realm. That's actually a really good sales figure. So I fully suspect an Arms 2 is coming. Foreskins, program foreskins, ribbon girl could get in as a skin for Springman for sure. Don't know why some people hate Grab On. It did good as it given it came out. Well, it came out in the early days. It's a fighting game, and if you look at the sales of fighting games don't actually sell that well unless you're like a tent pole. Like if you're Smash, obviously Smash sells like crazy. If you're like Street Fighter, sells like crazy. But if you look at sales of like Tekken and other things, like Arms is like right there with a lot of the fighting games in sales. Like right there. And those other fighting games keep existing, so why can't Arms? I mean, Arms sold as well as Metroid does. I mean, let me just put that out there. Arms, as a new IP, sold as well as Metroid games sell traditionally. A couple million. That's what Metroid games usually sell. That's what Arms sold as a new IP. Like, that's got to be considered a success. Not every new IP that comes out is going to be the next Splatoon. Like, Nintendo can't... We don't want Nintendo to work on we create a new IP, but because it didn't sell 4, 5, 6 million on the first one, we can't make another. We don't want Nintendo to operate like that. Not every franchise and every IP they have has to be built to be this massive seller like Splatoon is. So, I have to presume that, unlike, Codename Steam, was that the final name of it? Codename Steam? That game for 3DS, where it did not sell even 1 million units. So that game, kind of got dumped and they're not making a sequel. Arms actually sold 2 million and did it in the early days. I think an Arms 2 could end up selling 3 million today. Like, I'm pretty sure Arms 2 is going to be coming. Beautiful Joe. That'd be nice. It's the console bringing the title its success. There wasn't shit to play when Arms came out. By the time Arms came out, I already owned over 30 games on Switch, so I can't even begin to fathom the idea that there wasn't anything to play, so that's why Arms sold well. When Arms came out like a week before Splatoon 2 or something like that, like, I don't like this. I've always hated the notion there's nothing to play on Switch, especially in the early days. Like, dude, I owned almost every launch game. There was like 20 something games at launch. Like, I mean, the best-selling game on the entire platform came out before Arms even existed. Zelda is one of the best-selling games on the platform, and that was a launch. Like, I had nothing to play. I just can't find myself agreeing with that statement. Sorry. But hey, it's all about personal opinions and what you think, why you think a game was successful. I'm telling you, Arms is a very unique type of fighter, arena type fighter. It's unique, and I think an Arms 2 would sell really well. You could disagree with that if you want. It's fine. Nintendo hyped it at like two straight E3s with tournaments. So I think that an Arms 2 would be killer. But it's up to, well, we guess we won't know till it happens. And if it happens, then I guess we could see who's right. Did it only sell because there was nothing to play, or does it sell now when there's billions of options to play? With a bigger install base, mind you. Release Arms now. Tell me it would do as well. It'd probably do better. If they hyped it up with a tournament at E3 like they did before, with an install base of, well, by this year's E3, probably closer to 55, 60 million, and they release it at a good time between some major hits, like Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever, like if they timed the release really well, oh yeah, I think it sells more than 2 million. I mean, do I think it's going to be like crushed the 2 million sales mark it originally did? No, I won't crush it, but I think it'll surpass it. But again, here's the thing. This also comes into play as well, David Stadler. Do you think Arms is a good game? Because I'm kind of getting the impression that you don't really think it's that good of a game. I think ARMS is fantastic. I think it had a little bit too little of content when it first launched. But I think as a game, ARMS is amazing. I loved playing ARMS. So, I think it's a really great game. So why wouldn't it sell? It's a really good Nintendo game. Of course I think it's going to sell. It'd be different if it was if I thought it was crap. So I think a lot of the sales also is like, hey, do you see it? I'm just not seeing people returning to it. Well, but that happens in general. I'm not a big fighting game guy, but everyone that I know plays fighting games. That unless it's a fighting game like Smash, a lot of people I know that play fighting games, because you got to remember, most people that play games in general kind of play them casually. They fall off with the game when new games come out. That's just what happens. Like, there's less people today playing Breath of the Wild than there was 2 years ago. There's less people playing, Street Fighter V than there was when it came out. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, people don't really come. Like, it has to be a reason to come back, right? There's no more content being added to ARMS. Like, Smash has more content coming. There's a reason to keep playing. There isn't a reason to keep playing ARMS right now because they stopped adding content. ARMS, like, when you played it online and played against people, there was a pretty healthy and active community all the way up until they stopped adding content. So, like, that's pretty typical of any game. Once you stop adding content to multiplayer games, people don't really come back to it as much. Like, why does Fortnite stay so popular? Constantly adding new content. The whole model with that game is always adding new content. So that's the thing. Like, yeah, of course people aren't coming back to ARMS because there's not really a reason. Nothing's changed from the last update to now. Like, it's just the same game. It's fun to play, but people don't really have a reason to keep going back to it. You could argue that speaks to its replayability, I guess. But, I mean, every game, I think, runs into that problem eventually. There's very few games that, like, exist without adding new content or having fan mods and stuff. Like, even things like, Counter-Strike, CSGO is still around after, that came out ages ago and runs on everything. Yeah, but, like, fans kept it alive. They built new mods for it, and then eventually there was new content added. And so, I don't know. Again, it's a debate that we're never going to know how well ARMS would do today. I mean, the only thing we can know is if they release an ARMS 2. If they release an ARMS 2 and it sells at least 2 million or more, then we know, hey, ARMS obviously has a fan base that is coming back because there's new. Someone is cool with Byleth. Finally, someone comes in the chat and says, hey, I'm cool with Byleth. There we go. So somebody likes the character, or is at least okay with it. Killer Instinct to come back, huh? I played ARMS with traditional controls over motion stuff, though, but at a convention, I had a match with a random guy. We tried a round with motion controls on. I said, mind a second round with how I play it. He stuck to his style. I didn't mind on the rematch. Handshake and good game. It's kind of interesting. Like, ARMS with the motion controls and the traditional controls actually kind of played well in both methods. So I'm not even really sure which one was technically better. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I played it both ways, so I can't remember which way I felt was better. SMT5 is exclusive and unreleased. I want it released, but who knows if they actually will. Maybe I was thinking SMT4. I don't know. Byleth is awesome. Zeke Talmage comes in. Byleth is awesome. Out of all the characters to choose from, though, LOL. Yeah, whatever. You guys, at this point, we know Nintendo gave them a list of characters, and if there's Fire Emblem, it's getting it. Let's just be honest. If Nintendo gave them a list of, say, 20 characters to choose from, and there's 4 Fire Emblem characters, we're getting 4 Fire Emblem characters. Like, Sakurai is like the biggest Fire Emblem fanboy in the world. I'm telling you, it is so clear how much Sakurai loves Fire Emblem. Like, you can't even pretend that he's not biased to Fire Emblem. You just can't pretend. You can't make this crap up. He loves Fire Emblem. And hey, there's worse things in this world to love, man. At least Fire Emblem is legit amazing. Like, it's legit amazing. At least he's not like loving Hotel Mario or something. 1 second, guys. I just heard a knock on the door. All right. If I annoyed me, I always enjoyed Mashiro Sakurai. He's such a nerdy gamer and has so much passion. Keep in mind, ARMS was reportedly a staff development project as much as a commercial game. Really set the sales expectation differently. I prefer the motion controls for ARMS. I was crap with the Pro Controller, but everyone is different. Yep. Byleth is still awesome. Does Sakurai like Fire Emblem or Kid Icarus more? Probably Fire Emblem. I think he obviously has a more personal connection to Kid Icarus, but I think it's very clear that he likes Fire Emblem more. The evidence for it is, he might, maybe he hates Fire Emblem. maybe he's trying to force himself to like Fire Emblem by adding so many Fire Emblem. Okay. Byleth and Cuphead and hype. Chair Prime's finally back. Yeah. Except Chair Prime's invisible. My hair looks good like that. Thanks. My fiance did it. I can't do it this way, so. Fire Emblem pretty much only gained global popularity through Smash Bros. I don't know, like Fire Emblem Awakening's the game that saved the franchise, so I'm not gonna give Smash credit for saving Fire Emblem, because Fire Emblem Awakening, like, we were told if Awakening didn't sell well, that Fire Emblem might not be made anymore. So then, like, anyone who ever enjoyed or even sniffed a Fire Emblem game went out and bought that game, including myself. And that kind of saved the franchise. So it helps that Fire Emblem's just been consistently really, really good since then. People might crap on Byleth, but all Fire Emblem characters we have since Brawl Echoes notwithstanding are all unique. All right. Ugh. I got a couple of videos I got to get going here before I go over to my dad later. Because I'm going over to my dad's got special tools for cutting tile for the bathroom. Maybe I'll show you guys a picture of it in another live stream sometime. The finished product. The problem is I didn't take a before picture. I should have taken a before picture when Link tore up the bathroom. But whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's not the point of this channel. So I got a couple of videos I get to work on for you guys. I got some tile I got to go lay in and some grouting to do and stuff. Podcast tonight. Hey, this isn't the only live stream today, folks. Tune in tonight about roughly 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Nintendo Prime podcast. You know we'll be talking about this and reacting to it, getting some other people's reactions to it, and discussing things. We'll just be discussing, Nintendo's future in 2020 here, along with some other surprise topics that I don't want to let you guys in on until we get there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry I was a little late on starting the stream. I'm sure if I would have got to this like a half hour before the show started, we would have had a lot more viewership, but it is what it is. I'm glad I did it anyways. Thank you guys. Peace out. I'll catch you guys tonight.